guy went undercover before starting as the new district health inspector to see how kitchens really operated. Chef Randy shoved me in the walk-in freezer for 20 minutes saying, when I let her out, she'll either blow me or never work in this town again. He posted my home address in a restaurant group chat with my photo, saying watch out for this scammer, and within hours I had chefs showing up at my apartment door, while others spray-painted "Liar lives here" on my wall. I was starting as the new district health inspector next week, and instead of making a grand entrance, I wanted to spend one day visiting kitchens quietly to see the real operations, not the show people put on for inspectors. Nothing could have prepared me for when I met Randy, the head chef that other inspectors warned me was untouchable. I walked through the delivery entrance wearing old sneakers and a messy bun, looking like any other job seeker. Randy was at his prep station when I approached, and he didn't even glance up from his chopping. "Kitchen's not hiring. Hostess applications are at the front," he said, pointing vaguely toward the door with his knife. Before I could respond, he physically turned me around by the shoulders and pointed me toward the exit. The dismissal was so casual, like I was a piece of trash that had blown in. I decided to stand my ground. "I have experience in food service," I said calmly. That got his attention. He finally looked up and laughed so loud that other cooks turned to watch. "Free entertainment, guys," he called out to his team. "Another one who thinks watching cooking shows makes them a chef." He circled me slowly, narrating in baby talk. "Does the Whittle girl know how to hold a knife? Can she wash a dishy-wishy?" The other cooks snickered as he dumped an entire bus tub of dirty plates in front of me. "Show me you can handle the easiest job in the kitchen first." I started washing dishes, keeping my expression neutral while Randy continued his performance. When I reached for an ingredient to examine it, he turned on the burner right under my hand as a prank. The flames shot up as I managed to yank my hand back just in time. When I steadied myself, he shoved a spoon at my face. "Taste this sauce. Open up." Before I could react, he decided to test my reflexes by dropping a knife near my feet. I jumped back just in time as it clattered on the floor inches from my sneakers. The kitchen erupted in nervous laughter. "Turn around," Randy commanded. "Let's see if you'll distract my line cooks." I hesitated, and he spun me himself, his hands lingering on my shoulders. "Not bad from behind. Bend over and get that pot from the bottom shelf." When I crouched instead, he pulled me back up. I said bend over. "Need to see if you can follow simple instructions." His breath was hot on my neck as he adjusted my apron from behind, his fingers taking way too long to tie the strings. "My apartment's upstairs," he whispered. "I think we should discuss your qualifications privately." When I tried to step away, he grabbed my hand and traced his finger along my palm. "Let me show you the proper grip," he said, pressing against me from behind. I pulled away and his whole demeanor shifted. He grabbed his phone and snapped a photo while I was grimacing. "Look at this face," he said, showing his phone to the other cooks. "This is going to every kitchen in the state. They'll know exactly what kind of girl comes begging for work." He showed me his phone screen with a restaurant group chat already open. "I'll tell them you're an intimacy worker who targets restaurants. One message and you're done forever." Before I could move, he snatched my wallet from my back pocket and pulled out my ID. He held it up and took another photo, making sure to capture my address. "Now I know where you live too." The kitchen had gone quiet. Randy looked around at his staff with a sick smile. "You know what? I think our new friend needs to cool off." He grabbed my arm and dragged me to the walk-in freezer. As he shoved me inside, he announced to everyone, "When I let her out, she'll either blow me or never work in this town again." The lock clicked shut. I sat in the freezer checking my watch and making mental notes of every violation I'd witnessed. 20 minutes later, Randy opened the door with a smirk. "Ready to be reasonable?" I walked out without a word, heading toward the exit. That's when the owner burst through the kitchen doors. "Has the health inspector arrived yet? District said she'd be here by now." He stopped mid-sentence when he spotted me by the freezer door, still shivering. His face lit up with recognition. "Inspector Sinclair, I didn't realize you'd already started." He rushed over with his hand